We're going to start at the front of the mat, feet about hip distance apart, arms can stay long by your side. Take a deep breath in, let the ribs expand, and as you exhale out your mouth, let everything just soften. Let the shoulders draw down your back and feel a little more length of the crown of the head. Inhale again, breathe in to fill up. Exhale out your mouth, start to feel the frontal ribs soften down the front of the body, and in opposition, your tailbone's weighted heavy. One more breath here. As you exhale, the frontal ribs soften and start to think of your belly button gently pulling towards the spine. Last one. Inhale to fill up. Feel the ribs expand. Exhale out your mouth. Feel the frontal ribs knit and your belly button pull in and start to feel your belly button drop up. Good. Start to float your arms out and up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, look up. And as you exhale, let your arms come heavy down by your sides. Nod the chin, breath in, and let your head take the spine down one bone at a time. Let your knees soften, let your head weight heavy. Inhale here at the bottom. Belly in, start to curl the tailbone and start to roll up one bone at a time. Paying attention in the weight bearing of your feet. Inhaling, weights right in the center. Exhale this time, keep the arms framing your face as you nod your chin. Belly drawing in and up. Lengthen the spine down. Bend your knees a lot so the hands touch down. And then with control, exhale, arms frame that face. Drop the tailbone, stack one bone on top of another. You'll do one more like this. Inhaling, belly in, nod the chin. Feel like you're arcing up and over a physio ball. Scooping up the low belly. This time, plant the hands down and stay down. Give a nice deep bend of the knees. As you exhale, extend your legs to almost straight. Two more like this. Inhale, and then exhale. Last one, you bend the knees. You keep the bend of the knees. And then slowly again, tuck your tailbone under and roll on up. This time, arms reach up. Belly in, exhale. We're going to stay down here. Plant the hands, bend your knees. Look forward to the front of your mat. Your right foot's going to step back. Your left foot's going to step back, and you're going to be in a high plank. From here, take a breath. Pause, broadening up the collarbones. Feel your tailbone lengthen to the wall behind you, and reach the sternum, your heart forward into space. One more breath in. Fill up. Exhale. Feel your armpits wrap in towards your heart like you're holding two newspapers. Final plank. Breath in. As you exhale, drop your knees down. Hold. Relax your 10 toes. You're in a modified plank. From here, belly in. You're going to bend your elbows back towards the hips. And you're going to exhale, press into the palms and extend your arms to straight. Keep going. Elbows bend, collarbone broad, and then exhale, extend. Keep going here. Inhaling, and then exhaling to press. You got 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold that modified plank, just hold it, belly in, and then sit your hips back. Take a child's pose, arms reaching forward. Maybe you want to tense up onto the fingertips, feeling a little more length in your torso. Inhaling again, breathing into your back ribs. Exhale, let your belly soften. Then we're going to come up to seated. You're going to sit on your butt. Good. All 10 toes straight ahead. Hands could just cup right underneath those thighs. Elbows nice and wide. So you're going to sit up tall on the sitting bones. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale. You're going to initiate by curling your sacrum under, and you're going to roll back to your first C curve. Elbows may straighten. Take a deep breath in. Pause here. Feel the collarbones broaden. And then as you exhale, belly to spine, scoop the low abdominals in and sit all the way on up towards your sitting bones. A few more here. You're going to roll back. Breathing in, belly in. Exhale, come on up. I have a nice little gentle grip on my legs, not using my arms very much. Exhale to curl and come all the way up. Give me about 3 more. Again, just a soft grip with the thighs. Last 2. Chin is nice and parallel to the floor. On the next one, you're going to roll back and stay back. Now, take an inhale. Extend your right arm straight out in front of you, and then your left arm. Pause here with broad collarbones. Feel your frontal ribs knit and your belly pull to the spine. From here, you're going to roll back an inch and roll up an inch. Go back an inch and up an inch. Notice my pelvis is stable. Good. It's just my shoulders going back into space, my abs pulling in and up in opposition. Keep hollowing out those low abs. You have 5 more here. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and come all the way on up. Good. Take a breath. Exhale, you're going to roll back to where we just left off. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, your right arm is going to reach up to frame your right ear, and then inhale, bring it back to center. Keep going with that right arm. And then inhale. Again, your pelvis is tucked, your belly is pulling in and up. Even weight in both hips. 4 more. Chin still parallel to that floor. Look straight ahead for 3. Final 2. Hold your right arm up on 1. Breathe. Breathe into those back ribs. As you exhale, you're going to rotate your chest, torso towards the right. Inhale through center. Left arm follows, gaze follows over to the right, and then inhale through center. Think of spiraling in towards that right armpit. Keep going here for 5. Keep those knees, right hip lengthening towards the mat in front of you for 4. Getting into that right oblique. 3, 2. Hold the spiral. Left hand can grab hold lightly onto that right thigh. From here, you're going to go back an inch and up an inch. Belly pulling back. Heart, sternum staying lifted for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center and roll all the way on up. Last time, left side. Inhale, arms out to prepare. Tuck the tailbone under, roll back off those sit bones. Breathing in to prepare, exhale. Left arm frames that face. Inhale, bring it back to center. Keep going. All while thinking of breathing into those back ribs. Exhale, feel the frontal ribs knit, belly to spine. 4, 3, last 2, stay with me. Hold your left arm up on 1. Take a breath to find length. Exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhaling, so this rotation's coming from my waist, not my pelvis. Good. Keep thinking that left hip lengthening towards the wall in front of you. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. You're going to hold the twist. Right hand gently onto that left thigh. You go back an inch and up an inch. And left. For 6, nice square hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come through center, take a breath, and come all the way on up. Bend your knees nice and wide, grab hold of the ankles, and just take a nice forward fold here for all that work. Allow your shoulders to soften, your head to heavy. And then we're going to come all the way on up. This time, legs extend to straight. Still about hip distance apart. Flex all 10 toes back. Nice and tall in the sitting bones. Inhale. You're going to exhale, draw the abdominals back, and start to roll back again. Once you're about halfway, you're going to pause. Take a breath. Lengthen. And on your exhale, curl the tailbone and roll back another 2 inches. Inhale, pause. Can you think of stretching your heels further away from those sits bones? Tuck and roll back another 2 inches. 1 more breath here. On your exhale, you're going to roll back to the tips of the shoulder blades and hold. Hands come behind the head, chin slightly away from the chest, little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you hold a curl for 8? Just hold 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower all the way down on 1. Nice work. Arms down by your sides. Slide your right heel in towards your right sit bone and your left. Arms can stay down for the first set. Nice neutral pelvis. Take an inhale. As you exhale, I want you to curl the tailbone under. Start to peel those hips off the mat. First shoulder bridge. Inhaling here at the top. Collarbones broad, shoulder blades heavy. Use the next exhale to rinse the spine down. Upper back, mid back, sacrum, and tail. Flow through about 2 more. As those hips lift, imagine the heels drawing in towards the sitting bones. Firing up to the backs of the legs, those bottom glutes, and then roll it down. Last one to articulate, breathing in, belly in, curl, and rise it on up. Tuck and roll down. You're going to meet me up in your next bridge. You're going to tuck the tailbone under, press into the feet. Think of those knees tracking over that big and second toe. Keeping that hug in the midline, you're going to lower the hips down about halfway, and then press into the feet and squeeze the seat. Again, you're lowering the pelvis and lifting it. Like you're about to sit in a chair, and you lift it right back up. You have 6. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the hips up on 1. Take a breath. Belly drawing in and up. All you're going to do is drop your right hip towards the floor this time and lift it right back up. And then your left hip dips and you pick it up. So it's the right hip and then your left hip. And you're going for 6 and 6. For 5 and 5. For 4, 3, 2, 1 more to each side. You're going to hold those hips up. Take a breath. Exhale, rinse the spine all the way down. Last variation, take a breath to prepare. Curl the tailbone under and rise those hips up. Keeping those nice even hips, I want you to float your right leg up. Extend your right leg straight up towards the ceiling here. Point the foot. Good. From here, you're going to tap your right toe down towards the floor. Right hip drops and you lift it back up. So your right hip dips, your right toe touches the floor and you kick it up. So it's a dip and a lift. Right hip just dips and then it's a kick. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold your right leg up, bend your right knee, place your right foot down. Square those hips off, left leg into tabletop, and then eventually it reaches towards the ceiling. Point the foot. Good. You're going to dip your left hip. Left toe taps to the mat, and then you're going to kick it up. So it's a dip of the left hip and extension of that left leg. Dip and extend. You dip it and you reach. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up. Hips stay nice and even. Place your left foot down. And then take a breath. Recurl the tailbone and gently roll down bone by bone. From there, you can let your knees open. Maybe your right knee comes on top of your left knee. Look over your right shoulder. Let it go. 1 more breath in. Use that exhale to bring the knees back to center. Right knee drops, left knee stacks. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe into that left lung. Exhale, let it go. 1 more. Use the next exhale to bring the knees back to center. Extend your legs super long out in front of you. Active legs, arms float up towards the ceiling. Inhale to prepare. Belly drawing in. Nod the chin on your exhale. See your 10 toes. Arms reach forward and reach up and dive for them. Take a stretch. And we're all going to lie onto our left side. So today you're just going to lay on your left bicep. Line your whole body up at the back of your mat. Right hand forward for balance. Lift both legs up and bring them to the corner of your mat. Right hand can come up to your hip to make sure it's stacked on your left hip, but also to play with the instability here, more for balance. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to lift your right leg up at hip height. Check in that all 10 toes are facing to the wall in front of you, and then from there, you're going to lift your right leg up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down 1 inch. So we're lifting, and from that right hip, natural curvature of our low back again, and just be aware of the left side of the waist lifting up and away from the mat underneath you. So you have engagement of those obliques, and our low abdominal supporting us here in this neutral pelvis. So we're warming up the right glute med. You have about 6 more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that right leg up at hip height. From here, you're going to externally rotate so the right toes reach up towards the ceiling and then bring it back to parallel. So we're externally rotating from that right hip and then bringing it back to neutral. Notice that my right hip isn't dipping back into space. Think of sticking your butt out a little more and start to really feel that femur bone stir in the socket. You have about 5 more. 4, 3, 2, hold the turnout on 1, take a breath. Can you lift your right leg up a little higher and lower it all the way down? From here, point the foot, the right leg lifts up. You're going to flex the right foot and bring it back down. Point the right toes, reach the right leg up, flex and draw it back down. Keep going, you have 6 more. Point, flex, and lengthen. Reach, flex, and out. Keep finding that length through the right side of the waist. You have about 3 more. 2. 1 more. Good. Last time, you're going to hold that right leg up at hip height. From here, you're going to reach it forward. You're going to reach it up towards the ceiling and then straight back down through center. So it's a half circle. The right leg serves forward, that right inner thigh, it comes up and then back down. Forward a few inches, up and back down. You got 3. For 2. And 1. Can we reverse it? Right leg goes straight up, it comes forward and back around. Right leg straight up, it comes back forward, down and around. You have 3, 2, 1 more. And then from here, take a little break, give your right hip a little smack. We're going to come onto our stomachs. Just turn on over, make a little palm pillow for your forehead. Settle here for a moment. Take a deep breath in, drawing the belly in. Feel your tailbone lengthening back towards those 10 toes. Elbows are going to lift off the mat. Inhale to prepare, and on your exhale, start to lift your head, heart, and shoulders on up. So just your chest lifts off the mat, and then lower back down. So we're just starting to bend in that thoracic spine. Our front ribs knit together, our belly's drawing in. A few more lifts here. Extension of that upper back. 4, 3, 2. On the next one, you're going to stay lifted and hold. Belly is drawing in. Maybe you lift all 10 toes off the ground. From here, you're going to extend your arms forward into space. Belly in, take a breath. Exhale, bend the elbows in towards those bottom ribs, and then extend your arms forward. Back of the legs are active. All 10 toes reaching to the wall behind you. Chest, sternum reaching forward and out. You got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to hold your arms out like Superwoman or Superman. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest it down, hands back underneath your head, and just shake your hips side to side. Good. Bring your hands right underneath those shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Tuck the chin in. Belly's drawn into the spine as the elbows hug into the midline. Extend your legs to straight. Activate through the legs and core, and then press up into that plank position. Take a deep breath in. Expand those ribs. As you exhale, feel the frontal ribs knit and your belly pull to the spine. From here, keep your shoulders over your wrists. Just drop your knees down. Relax all 10 toes, and you're just going to walk your hands 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6. So you're in this hover. Your gaze is down, the neck is long. You're drawing the low abdominals in. If you want a little more challenge, tuck your toes under and find that full plank. As you're here, hollow through the belly, strengthen through your glutes. You're only here for 5 more seconds. Shakes are good. 4, 3, keep breathing, inhaling, exhaling, 2, and 1, and then drop your knees down. Walk your hands back and then sit back, take that child's pose. Good. We're all gonna lie on our right side. Get that side leg done on the other side. So just lay down, straighten your spine out to the back of the mat, lift both legs up to that 45-degree angle. For that challenge, left hand can stay on your waist, assuring that your left hip is stacked right on top of your right. Active legs, lift your top leg up at a hip height. Start to lift that left leg up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down an inch. All 10 toes are facing the wall in front of you. The right side of the waist is peeling up and away from the mat underneath you. Again, slight curvature of your low back, frontal ribs knitted together, and down. Keep going here. We have about 6 more. Warming up that glute med for 5. Really think of lengthening that left leg longer than that right leg. 4, 3, 2, hold it up at hip height. From here, you're going to externally rotate that left leg and then bring it back to parallel. Keep going here. Make sure that left hip stays right on top of the right. We're just stirring that femur bone in its socket. Good. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, keep lengthening through that left hip. 2, hold the external rotation on 1. Can you lift your left leg just a little higher? Stretch it just a little longer and then lower it down. Heel, heel, point the foot, reach the left leg up, flex the foot and reach it back down. So it points, reaches up, flex and extends long. Keep going here. It's not about the height of the leg, but the lifting and lengthening out of the hip. 4 more. 3. Bottom leg is nice and active to help keep those hips nice and still. 2. Last one. Point the foot, lift it up at hip height. This time, serve that left inner thigh forward. Reach the left leg up towards 90 and then send it back down. So it's a half circle. It comes forward in front of you, up towards the ceiling and back around. You only have 3 more on this side. 2. 1 more. And then you'll reverse it. Right, left leg goes straight up. It reaches forward to space and back around. Up, forward, and back. Up, forward, and back. Just 2 more. 1 more. And that's it. Stack the legs, bend the knees, give it a little smack. And then from here, we're going to lie on our backs. Good. Have your feet about a little, just as wide as your mat. Arms can be long by your sides. Externally rotating from both hips. You're going to press into the palms, press into the feet. This time, you're just going to lift your hips straight up. Straight on up. Think of those knees still tracking over that big and second toe. And then exhale, use that breath to roll all the way down. You got 2 more. You press into the feet and you lift your feet straight up. And then you roll back down. On this next one, you're going to lift the hips up and hold them up. From here, with this external rotation, just like last, you're going to lower the hips to a hover and then lift them right back up. The hips lower and then they lift. Lower and lift. You got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, hold the hips up. The knees open and close. The knees open and close. Keep going. Think of pushing with those abductors. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Align the knees right back up in line with those first and second toes, and then tuck and roll all the way down. Good. Last one, last bridge. Press into the feet. Lift that seat straight back up. This time, we combine. You lower the hips. You lift the hips. You open your knees an inch and back down. Lower, lift, open, close. Lower, lift, open, close. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it strong, take a breath, keep the hips lifted, and use that breath. Exhale, rinse it all the way down. Nice, nice work. Hug the knees into the chest. Good. Extend your left leg long. Keep that right knee into the chest. Curl the head, heart, and shoulders up. Finishing up with some abs. Elbows wide. Check out those hips. Are they square? And take a breath here on your exhale, switch. Good. Inhale and exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, reach. So we're reaching and pulling in opposition. So you got the pull and the stretch. Keep going for 7. Keep going for 6. Maybe you don't even need your arms. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold both knees in. Take a deep breath in. From here, extend both legs out to a high diagonal. Hands behind the head. Take a breath here. On your exhale, drag your right knee in towards the midline and rotate towards that thigh. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, rotate as the left knee draws in towards that thigh, and then inhale out through center. Keep alternating here. Again, low abdominals drawing in to help protect that low back. Stabilizing those nice, steady hips. Four more. 3 more. 2 more. Last set, everyone. Find center, take a breath, belly in. Can you curl one bone higher? And then bend the knees into the chest. Wonderful work. Let your knees stir in one direction. Draw little circles. And then reverse them. Take your feet down. Open up those arms nice and wide. Take your hips, lift them up, send them to the right. Let your knees fall to the left and look over your right shoulder. Breath in. Exhale, let it go. 1 more. Good. Center out that head, bring the knees back. Lift the hips up, lift them, send them over to the left, knees over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. It's okay if that shoulder peels off the mat, just a nice deep twist. Exhale, let it go. 1 more. And then bring it back in. Hug the knees in, come up to seated. We're going to make our way up to standing to finish here. Have your feet a little wider than hip distance. Reach your arms out to this T position. standing saw. Don't lock in the knees. Take an inhale. Good, and on your exhale, your left hand is gonna slice over towards your right pinky toe. You're gonna look up towards the ceiling, breathing in, and then come all the way up to standing. And then exhale, right hand to left pinky toe. Look up towards the left arm, and then exhale, come back to center. Woo, keep going, watch that balance. Inhale, back up. Rotate. So again, this rotation is coming just from my torso. And you could keep reaching a little further as you get into this. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. You're gonna come up, you're gonna look up, take a breath. Exhale, last roll down here, nod your chin, slight bend of those knees, and come here. All the way down, slight bend, let your torso rock side to side. And then start to walk heel, toe, until your feet again are about hip distance apart. Hands just rest to the toes, take a breath. Exhale, let your shoulders soften, let your head weight heavy. And we'll take one final roll up together. Belly in, navel in, start to slowly tuck the tailbone under and start to stack up one bone at a time. Gently press the hips forward. Shoulders stack right over the torso. Head rise over your tailbone. Shoulders roll forward, up and back. You guys are done.